Bashers! Thursday, June 19th at 5:05 on time. Do we have sound? I double checked. There's no way for me to know actually, because if the views look good, and I edited the 8 minutes and 3 seconds out from yesterday's broadcast because it was just ridiculous. Because somebody will click on it and they'll be like, "What the hell's going on there? Why is that so messed up? What's going on there? It makes no sense to me at all." So it's gone. I got rid of it, but fun tech, fun stuff. I'm trying a different lighting thing again here today. I got rid of the ring light because it's a little too brash. I think it just looks a little crasseroony. I'll show you what it looks like. I mean, I don't know what these influencer girls do other than being young and pretty, but it's just too harsh. Even if I change the coloring on it, it's just blah. There's got to be a secret to this, I turn it down. Actually, that's not so bad. If I put it like that, that's pretty cool. I'll leave it like that for now. For now, Bashers. How is everybody tonight on this June 19th, Rose's birthday? We're going to have a little birthday cake for her later. It'll probably just be me and Paul and our friend Layla, who lives next door. And if it's a shame that our friends Bubba and Pat aren't around because they have a place outside of New York City, and that would be nice for her 88th birthday. So happy birthday to Rose. I don't know how do I do the balloons? Is it this? Oh, that's the disco thing. What are the balloons? Two thumbs up. That's the sparks. Geez, I don't know what the balloons are. I don't know. Anyway, let's see who's in the room and start off with Kevin Landon is in at number 1 today. Kevin Landon, upvoted number 1. Great to see you in the room. One of the greatest, one of the sweetest guys. So well deserving. Of course, Melly C and Julian this week. Those are the bashers of the week. Should we do basher of the week, basher of the month? I'll need an orchestra. I'm still trying to put my thoughts together for what to do for Julian, because he's a tough nut to crack. Because, you see what world he lives in. He does not live in my world, even though we agree on a lot of very interesting stuff. And I was taught, it's funny, having dinner last night, I was sitting around talking about, I often talk about what I talked about on the show. It was so odd last night that we were somehow talking about, older cinema and things like that. And last night we put on this video and it was a guy talking about, ready for this? This was arbitrary. No way was this planned. Sometimes I just click on stuff. Last night we didn't watch anything particular. We just flipped around on YouTube. Because we watched this show called 3 Acres in Le Marque, and it's a guy who's from England, he's from Manchester, and he bought a little farmhouse in the Le Marche, which is not far from Fano in Italy. And he's been building it slightly by himself, all by himself. It's a great channel. His name is Richard. I can't say enough about how much I enjoy his channel. He's a lovely fella. And I'm assuming he's recently divorced because he's got a daughter that comes down and visits him sometimes. I could be wrong about that entirely, but no wife has ever made herself known. He either drives all the way through from Manchester to Le Marche, or he sometimes takes a plane. Very, very rarely, though. And he's just piece by piece been doing that. So that's what we usually watch. Anyway, we watched his episode, and then something else came on, and they were talking about Billy Wilder. Some guy I've never seen before talks about old-time movies and things. And it was a whole show on Billy Wilder, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that one. I forgot about that one. Because yesterday I was going on and on how much I love Billy Wilder and how he's one of my favorite directors. Here's another interesting tidbit of conversation that I found out about. Does anybody in the chat know? Thank you, Andy M. Thank you, Melly C. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I mean, I can do this. Where's the balloons? Happy birthday to Rose. Happy birthday to Rose. Happy birthday, dear Roswitha. Happy birthday to you. Does anybody know who voiced E.T.? Wow. I saw an interview with this person, and they were talking about the voice work that they did for E.T. And I was like, what do you mean voice work? And then it turns out that they actually were the voice of E.T. Now, several people were brought in to do it. And this person was under the assumption that it was an amalgam of voices, but it turns out no. Turns out this pretty famous, actually, does this person have an Oscar? I don't think she does. I think she was nominated a couple of times. Let me see. That would come up first. I'm looking around for it right now. No, I don't think so. So has anybody ever heard of who was the person? Has anyone heard of that? I'll let you know in a second. Anyway, we can get back to that in a minute. Kevin Landon is number one. Let's see if YouTube will let it stand. And it did. Thank you, YouTube, for being kind to Kevin Landon and not so kind to Julian yesterday. Best wishes to Dirk and all the Bashers. No work today, so I'll be watching live. Well, hello, Kevin. Don't forget to upvote. And here's a big heart for you, Basher of the Day. There you go. That is number one, not 31. Scotty H, Lord H. He's in there. Great to see you. And the king of all bashers is Dave Fahrenheit 451. And he upvoted. Please upvote if you can. It's worth it to the algorithm. It really makes a difference. You have no idea if you're watching the show and if you like being a part of a community of pretty nice folks. We're only nasty and rude and drunken and vile and all that stuff on Friday nights. You might get a little vitriol out of me during the week, but not so much. Not so much. We got K Landon, number one, not 3-1. Congratulations. Congratulations to you. He said upvoted 31 today. We got it. We got you. We got your back. And listen, if the king of the bashers does, he's Jella, the king of the bashers. Dave Fahrenheit 451. Thank you so much. Paddle Power. Congratulations to you, Kevin. You deserve it. He's such a sweet guy. I mean, wow, a nicer person you couldn't find. That's all I have to say. Andrew Wolkowicz, Canadian $5. Congratulations, Kevin. Bastards Unite. Bastards Unite. Upvote and subscribe. Become a Patreon if you can. Enjoy the day and our time together. Absolutely 100%. And thank you, Andrew. Let's give you a big bang boom for that. The Andrew Wolkowicz commemorative gong. And why the hell not? Paddle Power says, all eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus. When I crack that whip, everyone's going to trip just like a circus. I don't know what song that is, but I'm assuming it, by its syntax, that it's some form of lyric. Now, I struggled mightily with today's thumbnail because ChatGPT wasn't working last night. I also corrected last night's thumbnail after I edited the dead space out. I went in there because I never really liked the superimposition of my face over that talk show host, and I said, you know what, this is no good. So I had ChatGPT make me an avatar, and I just replaced it because I go back and I look on my old work and I want to redo it. It just wasn't up to Basher's standards, I don't think. So I got rid of it. I thought it was pretty crappy. What are you gonna do? Paddle Power, tell me what the name of that song is. I'm curious to know. Please let me know. And then you let me know. Steve Mac 3. I wonder if I will hear him this evening. You do, and you shall. Hey, I don't know why that did that. I honestly don't know. I mean, everything was plugged in. I just turned it off and turned it on, and then it worked. It just didn't catch, I guess. Melly C, happy Friday Eve, Dirk, and all the Bashers, and congratulations, Kevin. Thank you so much, sweetheart of the Basherverse. Thank you, dear darling. Julian is here. Shh, tiptoe. The marvelous thing about a joke with a double meaning is that it can only mean one thing. Oh, boy. Aversion toward the blind exists for the same reason that most prejudices exist. Lack of knowledge. Ignorance is a powerful generator of fear, and fear slides easily into aggression and contempt. Now, as you know, I try to stay as far away lately, only because it's not like I'm not political. I am in my circle. And then when I realize when I put it out there how useless it is, because then people are like, oh, you're wrong. But can I just do a poll here? Does anybody want the United States to get involved in that Israel-Iran mess? Not a single American person I've spoken to does. Not a single solid. Let them sort that out at this point in the game. I think it's no, I don't want Iran to have nuclear weapons. I think it's a bad idea, but I don't want Israel to have them either. I don't want anybody to have them, actually. I don't think anybody should have that. We should have. I wish that humans were smart enough with all the intellect and all the science and all the things that we've achieved. Why aren't we smart enough to say that's a bad idea? What is it with human beings where we can excel in maths and sciences and literature and music? We can excel in so many things, but we are not very good self-editors. Why hasn't anybody figured out that that's the end of civilization as we know it? It's a bad idea, because if one person uses it, it's all over. It's game over, because it will be retaliated with another nuclear weapon, and then the barrage begins. Is there anybody? I'm not crazy in my thinking, right? I don't know, but softcore terracore says huge fatigue entered my dreams last night. That's great. That's probably the smartest thing you know. Oh boy, softcore terracore coming back for you. Do I have a guitar here? Hold on. I know there's one somewhere. Oh, here's my my Telecasters here. Sometimes green, sometimes not. Softcore terracore coming back for you. I'm out of tune. Softcore terracore coming back for you. Softcore terracore. Softcore terracore. One of these days I'll get around to that. Maybe it'll be tonight. Softcore terracore. Thank you very much. Ow, yeah. That's funny that Scotty Love says, they call him Scotty Love says, in 2 weeks I'll let you know my thoughts in 2 weeks. Yeah, he's thinking about it right now. He's thinking about it. I'm gonna let them play it out and see if diplomacy works, you know. And Ray says, feck Iran, USA, and Gaza. I just asked Kathleen to clean up the kitchen after using everything in there to make dinner. I leave it spotless before I serve. Listen, man, being in a relationship is it's a give and take, my friend. Now, did she make dinner? Do you have a deal that she makes the dinner and you do the cleanup or whatever? I do both, but sometimes I leave the dishes in the sink for tomorrow. And I learned that from my dear friend Mary Schwartz, because we were visiting with her in Portugal in 1999. She had this beautiful place in the Algarve, and we did this fabulous dinner where we made this incredible Swiss chard. It was such a great night. And then I went to go do her dishes. She goes, no, Dirk, we do that tomorrow morning, because tonight we drink wine. I don't know. I think of all the joy that she brings you. Thanks. You're a little late. You're never late. Too much, too little, too late. Down, 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 down. A little late. Well, welcome, Joe. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. I love having Joe LaFaro in the room. Back to Renaissance. Always laugh when you can. It is cheap medicine. The great object of life is sensation, to feel that we exist, even though in pain. Listen, they've proven that laughter is a cure-all for a lot of stuff, you know. And, you know, I don't like to get personal about a lot of things. I mean, specifically. But, you know, last year, Laverne died and Julie died. And there wasn't much laughter. You know, with a pet, it's so different because they don't speak to you. You just feel bad for them. And you just miss them so much. And there wasn't a lot of laughter for a while. Julie was a different story because we knew how she was and we knew how smart and funny and amazing she was. And I'm not saying that the giggles came right away, but they came sooner because there were so many amazing interactions and interplays and so many quotes. You know, you can't quote what Laverne said. You could demonstrate what she did or talk about how cute that was or how beautiful and how much you miss her. But like, you know, I'm constantly reminded about some of the things that Julie said that was just so freaking funny. And Yeah, in pain, laughter can really soothe, and it helped. And we had the told you I had to speak at her memorial service, and I was a little nervous, even though I speak to people every day, and whatever. I'm generally not a nervous in front of people kind of person, but it was a memorial, and I was alongside these titans of the other people speaking were titans of industry because of how important her position was in this world. And they were great. And I came last. Why was I last? Ridiculous. Yeah, and I tried to make it as funny as possible, and everybody did, because there were so many funny things to say. So thank you, Julian. That's very true. The great object of life is sensation, to feel that we exist, even though we're in pain. And laughter is everything. Good. If you meet somebody who doesn't laugh, who doesn't tell a joke, who doesn't have a giggle factor, you ever meet somebody who's got a laugh, but it's not a real laugh? It's kind of like a forced laugh. Somebody with a real belly laugh, a real, actual, joyful laugh. You don't see that in a lot of politicians. They just don't seem to have that because their egos are so fucked. They're so worried about how things come out. Well, some are and some aren't. They're so worried about how their perceptions, like just roll up your sleeves, man. Have a great time. Just let it go. Bruce Stuttgart says, way to go, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin. That's right, Kevin. It's a rock and roll party tonight. Hit She's in the room. Upvote number 7. Happy Thursday, all. Upvote if you can, and subscribe if you like the channel. If you want to be a part, listen. This is how this. There's a bunch of new subscribers this week. Thank you so very much. I want to just tell you about who we are. We're the iBashers. This show started technically in 2002 as a podcast with my dear friend Oisin O'Malley. And it didn't last very long, maybe 15 episodes on the Apple iPod. It was before iPods were a thing. iPod podcast. Then we gave it up for a while. He started the Watch channel, and then we resurrected iBashers. We do a show every single Friday night where we have drinks and get stupid, and then people make fun of us and that, and that's fine. But I do a daily show here, and this show is really about just community. It's a community show. We talk about things in the news. We talk about things that interest us. We talk about watches and cats and dogs and our car collections and all that stuff. And it's just a free-flowing hour-plus show a day where, and here's the other thing about, if you're new to the show, the folks that you see in the chat, they are proactive people. I know I've had the blessing to get to know a lot of them so well, and they are paying it forward. Their kindness is immeasurable, and their talents as well. So it's just a nice little community, and we curse people out too, like Doreen. Get out of my way, Doreen. Well, the Doreen is the iBashers version of Karen, but Doreen's a little bit more wise, though. Oh boy, it's so true. Congrats, Kevin Landon. Happy birthday. My 21st wedding anniversary. Congratulations. I got to figure out how to do the balloons with the gestures, because I know there's a way to do. Let me look that up real fast. Apple gestures. Let me look these up for FaceTime. There's a list. Apple gestures for FaceTime. Okay, turn on react. Oh, it's called reactions. Balloons. Raise a 2-finger peace on. Oh, well, now I got it. Congratulations. That's confetti. How about this one? There you go. Congratulations, Chicheshi. Now I know this is confetti, and yay, and happy birthday. This is great. I don't have to hit buttons or anything. I just have to learn those. What's the other ones? Fireworks, we know. Laser burst, we know. Rock on. Confetti. Rain, we know. Balloons, thumbs down. Okay, that's it. They should make more. There should be a map, like some kind of computer map, where we learn how to create ones. I have a couple of ideas. I have ideas. Thanks for all the congratulations. It pays to stay awake until the thumbnail drops from Dirk. I didn't do it this morning because I had a fight with it. It just could not get my camera angle And finally, I wound up using the very first one after like 30 tries. And I just was like, I give up. And I told it, I said, ChatGPT, I give up. I'm going to go with the original one because you suck. Ray says, nice wife beater you're wearing. I'm not wearing a wife beater. I'm wearing a Tom Jones t-shirt. It's Motorhead with a Tom Jones logo. I am wearing my Seiko Feel Much. It's a little loose on me today. I don't know why I had it on loose, but that's it. This is very beautiful. I love this watch. I wear it all the time. I rotate. I'm a big time rotator. I had my Charlie Brown watch on all day today. I had this one on all day today. And I love it because it was sunny and it's so hot in New York, but now it's thundering and lightning. Very, very frightening. Galileo. Very, very, very hot and humid and disgusting in New York City. It's gross. Franco Fiore is here. Grazie mille, signore. Please upvote. Everybody let's give him a big shout out. Franco Fiore is always the guy that's telling everybody to upvote. I can't tell you how grateful I am for that. Thank you so much, Franco. You're the guy, man. Space Ace is here. Have a good stream. Evening, folks. Great to see you in the room. I was on a real Ken Kelly history. Do you guys know who Ken Kelly is? I'll show you who Ken Kelly is. Ken Kelly is the place to be. It's a very famous artist who, of course, did, my crazy thing. He did Kiss Destroyer. He did this was the original cover. If people don't know this, which is very cool for all you Kiss fans, Melly C, you know what this is. Drew B. This was the original cover. Ken Kelly, he was a nobody. He was an artist for a local sci-fi magazine, and one of the guys, an art director in their management, saw it and said, hey, this is our idea, and he came up with this one first, and then he submitted it and they loved it, but then they got new costumes, and so he said, you got to change it, so they went with the other one. But this was the original sketch, which I thought was amazing. I love great art. Why is that not clean and crisp? Can we get a clean, crisp? That's Facebook. We're not going to Facebook. He also did Rainbow Rising. Let me see Ken Kelly covers. He's a fantasy artist, and his uncle was Frank Frazetta. He did this amazing album, which everybody knows, Rainbow Rising. It's one of the greatest albums. He did that the year after he did Kiss Destroyer. I've just been on a thing about this guy. He's from Connecticut, but lived on Long Island. He died a couple of years ago, but he did like all these Manowar, did a lot of fantasy. And Frank Frazetta, the greatest, inarguably, the greatest fantasy artist of all time. It was his uncle, and his uncle didn't train him or anything. He just kind of pointed him in the right direction. He's a failed album cover, but he did a lot of very famous covers, and he did one for Ace later on called what was it called? He did an Ace Frehley solo record. Anyway, thank you so much, Space Ace. Ack! Do you dare take time out to listen to the grass grow? Or can you even afford the expense of getting far enough away from life's daily cacophony to hear it grow if you took the time? Most of us don't. I do now. I didn't for the longest time. For the longest time. Oh, for the longest time. Did you know that Billy Joel did all the voices? Oh, he did all of the voices. That's a great song if you listen to it. I don't know the lyrics. Against some long. Ooh, it's amazing too. We have been hurt by someone in the past. We build up defenses to protect ourselves from being hurt in the future. So the fearful past causes a fearful future, and the past and future become one. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true too. That's very true too. I got a little hurtsy-lurtsy young million years ago with a little relationship that I had. It was very short-lived, and I had a wall up and almost called it quits with Paul, and didn't, thank God. But because of that, for that reason, because I just figured it's all gonna. I mean, I've had 2 relationships in my life. Who am I talking about? But still, I was young. We were young. We were kids. And that can happen, and you never know, man. You gotta let people prove themselves. You gotta hold the door open, say please and thank you, and give people some rope. You gotta give them tons and tons of rope. People will see who you are, and you will see who they are, and make an educated decision and don't be impulsive. But when you've been hurt like that, and listen, I was in the band then. Yeah, I was in the band since 85. I didn't have a chance to write love songs and breakup songs. But when people's hearts get broken, they write some of the best songs ever. People don't always express their inner thoughts to one another. A conversation may be quite trivial, but often the eyes will reveal what a person really thinks or feels. Yeah. Well, one of the key things in my life is eye rolling. Now, I don't do that very often. You have to really kind of be a certain kind of person for me to just go, ugh, because you just don't want to tolerate a person like that. And if you ever do that to your partner, then you should probably break up because that's not a good thing. It should never, ever work like that. And thank God that it never has. Top Dog is here. Jeff and Michelle's number 11. I have earmuffs on tonight. You don't need them because we have great audio, nice and clear. Welcome to WBAS tonight. I'm your DJ Dirk. It's June 19th, Thursday night at 5:31. Welcome. Mart's here with Bronson. Upvoted. Your girlfriend was on the show yesterday. Did you see her? Did you see her? Ow! Dave Fitzsimons, whoop, whoop, sound on, Dirk, drink poured. What are you drinking, Dave Fitzsimons? You drinking something delicious? Sound is perfect. I'm glad. Andrew's here. Let's bash right on time. Yes, you have sound. Thank you so much. That's how long I yakety yak. Hey, folks, this time flies. Hey, time flies. Great to see you. Now, this should be one. That should be a great one. Like a flight thing would be great. Scotty Love's here, number 17. So I heard that we can hear here. Yes, you can hear here. Only if you can hear here, says Scotty Love. And you know what? He's leaving on a jet plane. He's going to be leaving Venezia this weekend. And I'm so sorry to hear that, buddy boy, because I know how much you love that town. I do too. And you know what I've been doing? I've been looking at places on the Lido going, maybe, I don't know, but maybe. But it must get kind of cold and weird there during the winter. I've never been there during the winter, so I have no idea. But it's a tiny little sandbar on the Adriatic. I would imagine the winters there are less than optimal. And, I'm getting older. It's time to retire to Boca Raton. I was talking to my friend Barbara Cohen, and Barbara Cohen's like, Dirk, you got to move to Boca Vista. It's fantastic. We play mahjong. We have a really great time. All the girls are here. We have cocktail hour every day at 4 o'clock, not 5 o'clock, because we go to bed around 9 o'clock. We have a nosh. It's wonderful. I'm getting old enough that I really want to retire in a place that's more like Boca Vista. And I don't know if the Venice Lido is exactly optimum for that. Happy birthday to Rose. Happy birthday to Rose, King of the Forest. Time flies. Number 20. Please upvote if you can. Give it an upvote and a smile. Really helps. Oh, it didn't work. Just reminds me of when I was a kid, there used to be cigarette ads on magazines and billboards. That's not legal in the United States. I don't think cigarettes are allowed to advertise. I don't think so. And plus, there were alcohol commercials. Like, I have not seen a commercial for beer on American television. But then again, I don't watch TV per se. Do they still have ads for like Budweiser? Because there used to be Martini and Rossi on the rocks. Say yes. Burt Bacharach. It was fantastic. There was all kinds of ads. And then cigarettes, there were commercials. The Marlboro Man. But Newport, which is these, let's just say they're a cigarette of a certain kind. And their ad was alive with pleasure. It was always like this. It's terrible. Then they banned them. Happy birthday, Rose, says Kevin Landon. Thank you, Kevin Landon. How sweet of you. Sound and picture. Wow, fingers crossed. Ray. Yeah. Oh, why didn't that work? laser show. I have a laser show. Melly C says, happy birthday, Rose. Thank you, darling. Andy M. Only good things, my friend. Only good things. Where's the only good things? It's at the top. You're the top. You're the Tower of Pisa. You're the top. You're the Louvre Museum. Best version of that song, Barbra Streisand in the movie What's Up, Doc. It's an incredible version. Absolutely great. It's an absolutely fantastic version, says Gene. And Eric B is here. Hey, Eric B. Evening all. Great to see you in the room. I'm having a drooby doo coffee, yeah, in my handsome Joe LaFaro. And I just became friends with Joe on social media. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. All this time, I'm calling him handsome Joe LaFaro. He's really handsome. I just was always like, because he's so beautifully dressed and he's got articulated cuffs and sleeves. I was like, wow, look how handsome that guy is. Holy crap. I was right. JHB says, hello, Dirk. Hello. Hey, JHB. Great to see you in the room. What's going on with you? DG says, whatever happened to the new walkabouts? They're coming. They're coming soon. Good things come to those who wait. I've got this thing that's on order. It's a special thing that I need for this about, and it is not, it's a little different than a walkabout. It's a little bit different. I'm trying a brand new angle, trying to bring some zhuzh to the show, and I ordered it, and it's not something that was available on Amazon, so I would have had it already, right? And anyway, that's on the way, and it'll be a surprise. I'm not going to announce it. It's not going to be some big, like, look, I'm taking a 10-day voyage around the world. No, it's none of that. It's just going to be a fun thing, something completely different. And I hope you enjoy it. JHB says, good evening, everyone. I love doing the walkabouts, by the way. And now that AT&T has their cellular crap together, like I wasted $50 on a T-Mobile card, and they wouldn't let me use it because my phone wasn't unlocked. And then it said, time to refill your card. I had never used it. So I don't know. Who cares? I don't know. Andy M, happy birthday, Rose. Thank you, buddy boy. Kevin Landis says, thanks, Dirk. No, thank you. You're very sweet. And you know what? What comes around goes around, man. You spread the love, I bring it right back. It's your show. I just host it. That's what the gallery is all about. I have a nice little gallery. I'm watching everybody come in. Listen, guys, if you have something for me on the show tonight, Basherdirk@gmail.com. That is Basherdirk@gmail.com. Share, Dean shows his garden, all the beautiful work he does horticulturally. We get to see, the incredible pets, the Mork and Mindy madness and all of the Bronson stuff. And we get to see all of Andrew's cats and then Kay. And how about that? Look what happened on our show. Well, didn't happen on our show, but we were there to see the whole thing, with the incomparable Drooby Doo and this beautiful family. And Kay, who's like the patron saint, she's the patron saint of iBashers. Because look at that cat left for dead. No one wants to hear a story like that. And they know who I am on social media. Because listen, I'm on Facebook. I don't say anything on there because it's worthless. But it's all cats. This cat got in trouble. And it's like all these rescue things. And I can't watch most of them because I just sit there and cry for hours. And I just don't want to do that. I don't have enough time for those kind of tears. It's just not worth it to me. Scotty Love says, happy birthday, Rose and Rose, Gemini and all. Yeah. You know what? So my birthday's the 15th, as you all know. Thank you very much for Sunday. And Rose is today. And then Paul's is the 23rd, but he's not a Gemini. He's the Cancer. I'm a Capricorn. She's a Cancer. He's a Cancer. So he's not in that. And he definitely is one. Robbinsbird. Hello, Robbinsbird. Happy birthday, Rose. And congratulations to Tesh. Congratulations on your anniversary. Amazing. We're so happy to hear that. Congratulations, Kev. I gave up on Basher of the Day. May I suggest Basher of the Midday? Oh, and this guy last night was talking about what I said yesterday about the mid-Atlantic accent, which is completely made up. Why everyone spoke like this? Why are you standing in that room? What are you doing in this room? That was Mrs. De Winter's room. Do you like those gloves? They were hand-knitted by the nuns of St. Anne's. Everyone had this kind of voice. It's because when talkies came into existence, like people like John Gilbert and Valentino, their careers flopped because they had terrible voices. On Valentino's case, he sounded like Dracula. So they came up with this idea for an accent that was somewhere in the mid-Atlantic. Connecticut, New York meets England, somewhere in the mid-Atlantic. So it was, everyone almost sounds slightly British, but they speak with in there. It's called a mid palate. When you're singing, mid palate is up here. So glottal, and then there's mid palate, which is high, and then there's mask voice. Lots of different people don't realize there's lots of different places where you could, people who speak like this is very, very nasal. It's a masky voice. Perfect example of that is we're talking about the Polyvesian Dance #2 by Borden. Of course, on my show on PBS, Leonard Bernstein spoke with a very masky sound like that. Australians have a very they have a kind of a masky sound where it's all here. Now, British people tend to put it in the back of their throat, extraordinarily eloquent. And of course, America's got lots of, but this mid-Atlantic thing was a combination of things. So it was like a little bit British and a little bit New England. So this guy was talking about that all the time. And it was mid-Atlantic, not midday. How about number one mid-Atlantic accent? Katharine Hepburn. She was from Connecticut. But meanwhile, she sounded just like that. So strange. Ken Furby, where have you been? Hello, everyone. Hope you are all well. I've upvoted, of course. It appears that black leotard and Dirk are a thing. Yeah, I don't know. I used to wear black leotards. How embarrassing is that? I didn't wear, well, did I ever wear spandex? Yes, I did. For a very short period of time. I mostly wore rubber latex pants. Because spandex was hair metal and we weren't hair metal. Even though we had long hair, we were not hair metal. And spandex was not cool. But in the beginning of the band, Melly C would love it. I went to the Renaissance Fair with my friend Mel, and I bought a pair of half black and half purple latex spandex pants. And I wore those for probably the first year of Hitman. Terrible. It's not a look that anybody really wants at all. It's hideously bad. Eric B says, "Mad, mutually assured destruction is the basis of nuclear diplomacy." Yeah, it's true. It's mutually assured destruction. There should be, now that we're all so interconnected and we all have these phones in our hands, there should be a government app for put it to a vote. So everybody can vote at once. Boom. And then we could be like, no. And please leave your job. Andrew says, human beings, that's a bad idea. Let's do it twice. Well, if you make a mistake, that's the old adage in jazz. If you make a mistake, do it twice. They'll dig it. A little, not like Andrew says, somebody needs to come up with a guitar amp that's the size of a cell phone and has a battery. They have it. Enough volume to plug and play in a small room. They have them. Are you kidding me? There's amps that have a little like a jack on them, and you could plug straight right into the socket of the guitar, and they have them. They have plenty of those. Oh, Britney. In a million years, panel power, I never would have thought it was Britney Spears. Speaking of ups, I did it again. She's got that, that vocal fry thing. Now, vocal fry is an actual technique that I learned 100 years ago when Salieri was teaching everybody. I learned how to do that vocal fry. It's when you're pushing your vocal cords close together where they touch, and the vibration creates that sound. It's not good to do. It's bad. It's like whispering is the worst thing a singer can do. Whispering is very, very bad. If you whisper a lot, you could actually hurt your vocal cords because there's friction. You don't want them to touch. You want them to vibrate in concert, but you don't want them touching. And vocal fry does that. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. Hey, there's Nick Brooker again. Evening. We'll have a great evening. We'll watch and catch up later. Greetings from the UK. Hey, Nick Brooker. Great to see you. Are you diving there? Nick Brooker, do us a favor when you get a chance. After you watch the show tonight, please send me some stuff to basherdirk@gmail.com. That's the best way we can get acquainted. What floats your boat? What stirs your coffee? What do you put in your coffee? That's what I want to know. What do you put in your coffee? You know what I put in my coffee? Absolutely nothing. Because I love coffee. I just love it. Britney Spears circus. Wow, I never in a billion jillion years would have thought it was that. I was like, I know Lenny Kravitz did a circus record, and hasn't everybody? Scorpions did a circus, Pure Instinct. Uh, um, but has anybody written a great circus song? I think they have. Well, Send in the Clowns, maybe Sondheim, one of the greatest songs ever written. But like in the pop rock world, Jellyfish's last album, Brighter Spilt Milk, there's a song called Brighter Day. It closes out the record. It's kind of like a, for lack of a better comparison, which is terrible, a day in the life. It's kind of a 3-part thing, and it's very circus life. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tomorrow and tonight, tomorrow and tonight. Oh yeah, all right. Take it, Ace. Doreen, Don just said he's going to decide on World War III in 2 weeks, which is his standard response for, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Listen, Doreen, why don't you just shut up and fucking make some nachos, okay? We're watching the fucking game, all right? Thank you very much. And tell Antoinette to fuck off. Andrew, positive grid spark. I don't know what language that is, but it's very scary to me. Kevin Landon says, if I remember correctly, Lincoln went last at Gettysburg. Correct. Joe LaFaro, interesting idea, Andrew. Are there Bluetooth electric? I don't think there's Bluetooth, but there are little tiny amps. That, I mean, yeah. They're the size of credit cards. They're the size of like a cigarette pack that just have a quarter-inch, quarter-inch jack right into the guitar, and you can turn it up. You know, what's interesting about guitars, most of them is, you know, they're just magnets. Pickups are just magnets, and there's some circuitry in there, but you know, they're not powered, which is good. They have to be powered by, you know, there's no power in them. There's these things now called active pickups, and they've been out for decades. There's a company called EMG that I think did it first. So there are people that lots of metal people. You take the plate off of the back and you put a 9-volt battery in there, and that gives the pickups extra power. I have never been a fan of those pickups because I just think that they taint the sound a lot. But people like them. Like the guys in Metallica use them. I guess it's the guys that like it a little bit heavier. That's not my scene at all. The really heavy metal. Not that Metallica is that really heavy metal. It used to be at one point. It was extreme metal. It was thrash metal. Now I don't know. Now you just call it rock. It's not even metal, is it anymore? I don't have any guitars that have batteries in them, and I'm trying to think if I ever did. But anyway, isn't it interesting though that electric guitars there's no electricity in them? Basically, it's very, very low voltage. All of that signal just gets amplified by an external amplifier. It's interesting science. Hitchesh says, happy birthday, Russ. Thank you so much. You're blushing. Don't blush. Why would you blush? Stop blushing. Send more pictures. Send more stuff. Send more, let's see pictures of you blushing. Send more pictures to basherdirk@gmail.com. You know, more cars, more stuff. Share. Kevin Hawthorne, our favorite guy from Lakeland, Florida, is in the room. Hey, Kevin, great to see you. Good evening to you, kind sir. This is a guy. This is the show. This is the guy that, you know, he stands around and he points people in the right direction. People are like, excuse me, sir, how do I get here? And he knows everything. His encyclopedic knowledge. If we could all just do one thing to serve our fellow man, or as we all do, our fellow kitty cats and doggies. You know, I always say, you know, people get enough. One thing that drives me crazy, and tell me if I'm wrong, and you can say, Dirk, you're a shithead. I wish you wouldn't talk like that. And that's fine if you do. You know, when you see all these commercials for Wounded Warriors and all these different things, they're asking you for money for all the veterans that have gotten their legs blown off. This is a hideous thing. You know, it's a terrible thing. Of course, they need the best care. But why is that not 150% covered? And I've mentioned this on the show before, but I have a friend who's a vet, and he's got so many issues and so many problems that he's constantly scrounging around for money. And that should not be the case. I mean, yes, give to those people for sure. I'm not saying don't do that, but it's a shame that exists when they should be able to go to the VA and get the best possible care, because these are people that put their lives on the line for all of us. I know I'm not wrong there. Congratulations to Hitesh and Mrs. Hitesh. That's right. Scotty Love, sit on it and rotate. Thanks. Is that Fonzie? Thanks, Melly. See you. That's right. Wife beater is on the acro. Oh, okay. Well, don't those. You ever see a movie called Carnival Story? Is it Burt Lancaster? I forget who's in that. I know that that Carnival Story. Carnival. I know Steve. What's his face is in it? Steve Cochran, who was like one of the best looking guys in the history of Hollywood, and he drank himself on a. He died on my birthday. He died the day I was born, June 15th, 1965. And he had like some underage girls on a boat in Guatemala. This is how bad this guy was. He was a bad dude. Oh, it's who's in this movie? I don't need AI mode. Who's in this? Ann Baxter, Steve Cochran, Lyle Bettinger, Georgia. Oh, I guess he's one of the stars of this. Unbelievable. Steve Cochran. This guy. He's kind of like Tyrone Power. Let me show you this dude. Where is it? Chrome tab. Steve Cochran. This guy. Carnival Story. He made a great circus movie. He was a very, very good looking fella. Kind of a B. He was in El Grito. He was in White Heat. He was in a lot of James Cagney movies. I think he was like in his 40s when he died, maybe. How old was he? 48. Look at it. Died June 15th, 1965 in Guatemala on a boat. And these underage girls were on the boat, and they had no power for like 10 days. And they should have thrown him overboard. I mean, his body was like decomposing on this boat. It's a terrible story. But so many of those people back in the day, they were all so much alcoholism. Wow. Time flies. Great TJ t-shirt. Thanks. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Reportedly threw their panties onto the stage. That's not reportedly. Tom Jones, they've been throwing their panties at Tom Jones for 60 years. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. He's on tour right now, and he hasn't announced any tour dates for the States, but man, I'm dying to see Tom Jones. Dying to see him. Light a candle and say a prayer that the sun will shine again and that love will find a way. Look how positive you are. Fuck that nasty person in that situation we were talking about last week, because they're an idiot. They're an absolute idiot. My godfather had a beautiful oceanfront apartment on Lido. Oh, Joe. Why would you say that? Oh, God, really? Where is it now? Oh, man. Do you know where? Oh, let's talk. We're going to be talking, obviously, for other reasons, but oh, my God. Lido is my favorite place on the planet Earth. And I discovered it, as you all know, by accident. Oh, big news. Let me go find it. Here it is. Let me pop this up. Can I make this large? Okay, ready? So I talk about this place all the freaking time. People are sick of me and my crap. It's just so boring. I'm so boring. Anyway, iconic Grand Hotel des Bains in Venice to be revived as a modern resort hotel through $200 million investment euro program. There it is. That I stayed there in 1999, and it was a mistake. I didn't book that hotel. AOL Travel put me there because they fucked up my reservation. But look, this goes to show you. So look, there's Piazza San Marco and the Doge's Palace. There's the lagoon. This is a great shot to show you what the Lido is. So there's all of Venice as we know it. That's the Venice you all know. But it's a literally like a 5-10 minute boat ride across the lagoon. And that's the hotel. It was built in 1902 or 05, and it's a Belle Epoque masterpiece. I stayed there. We stayed like right over on the left-hand side. We had an absolutely gorgeous view of we could see Venice in the distance. It was just the most miraculous place. It's been closed for 15 years, and it's been rotting. It's been part of the Venice Film Festival since its inception, but it fell into new ownership because it was owned by a company called Chiga. Then Chiga went out of business. Then Sheridan bought it. Sheridan owns the Deban, the Excelsior, the Gritty Palace, and the Daniele and the Europa Dream. They own them all, but then they had to sell them all, and they're all individually owned now. Like Four Seasons, Daniele's at Four Seasons now. Anyway, long story short, great news that this hotel is being revived, and it says here, Koima, a leader in investment it's and projected reopening is in 3 years. And I'm going to be one of the first people to check into that place because I'm obsessed with it. The Grand Hotel de Bain opened in 1900. I stand corrected. With 180 rooms, it was conceived as a luxurious seaside retreat to attract Europe's elite. Celebrated for its grandeur, the hotel became a symbol of modernity and opulence and gained literary fame when Thomas Mann stayed there in 1911, inspiring his novella Death in Venice, which is later adapted into a film shot on site. It was shot there, and it is a creepy pedo movie. So if you're going to watch that movie, it is très odd. So it's weird, and it's Dirk Bogart. Very strange, very strange, very strange. Anyway, that made me happy today. If that's true, this is like the third or fourth time somebody's come in with a bucket of money, say we're going to fix it, and then they just don't. So I don't know if that's true. Made me flush. I want to know all about this oceanfront apartment on the Lido. Jesus Christ. So it was on the Adriatic side. Oh. Now it's funny because Scotty Loves was at the Lido and they found a restaurant that was great. And it's like when you get off the boat, I always go straight down and to the right. I have never actually gone to the left. Many, many times I've been there. I've never gone to the left. And that's where most of the people live, because when you make a right is where the Debaz, the Excelsior, and then of course, Alborino is there and Molimoco is there. Anyway, beating a dead horse, all stupid. Is Watch Fashion Police dead? Miss that show? No. Watch Fashion Police is when we have an event, it's going to come back and we're going to do it on film and then post it. I don't think it's going to, I'm not saying we'll never do another live show, but we're in discussions about when there's an event and we need to come on there. And the truth of the matter is it didn't get a lot of views and we enjoyed doing it. And of course, Sheen started it to help out, me obviously, and Michaela's show, which she's doing pretty well, but it never really attracted an audience of any note. So we're not abandoning it. It's going to be more of a part-time thing. We're going to do it when there's a big event for sure, because I think the chemistry is really great and I love doing the show with the two of them. And it'll mostly be shot ahead of time. We'll see. I mean, maybe it could come back. I don't know. Maybe if enough people say, we want it back. I don't know. We could do it. Rufus says, Dirk, curious, are you a user of an... well, I wish I was, dude. Dude, no, I'm not. I'm not. And so what Rufus is alluding to here is when you're a musician and you're working in the digital arts, you're recording digitally, you have a device that speaks to your computer that you can plug guitars in and microphones. And I, for the longest time, was a Motu guy, Rufus. And then a couple of years ago, I switched over to Focusrite. Now I have a small one here that I don't use. So this was this is a teeny tiny one, which actually would be perfect for this show because it would be fun because it's got two inputs on it and that's it. So basically you plug this in via USB and to your computer, and then you can plug your guitars in and you got volume and stuff like that. I'm a Focusrite. I have the big one, the 8 input one now. But these are beautiful. They're English and they're made out of metal and they're great. However, what he's talking about, and I'm not going to bore anybody with this kind of shit, but Universal Audio makes their own interfaces and they have their own software. And what he's talking about, audio plugins, basically anybody who's anybody, like the big players in the audio world, like the guys who made all the best records, Capitol Studios, Abbey Road, Neve, all the great compressors and Eventide and Lexicon, all the great brands that made all the great real boxes, They have all emulated their stuff, but mostly it's only for this Universal Audio. So no, I don't. And man, Rufus, I would really love to. Now, they just recently, this was a problem. They came out with a new interface that I was going to get because I was going to go all full. I want to go. Emmett is fully UA. That's why his stuff sounds so great. Other than him being great, he's in the UA world, and it's just the best. Universal Audio it's the best, because if you want like a vintage mic pre, or if you want like a great old Marshall sound, man, they've got everything there. Everybody else is playing catch up, and they have an exclusive license, and they don't work on other hardware. So, but Universal Audio came out with a new thing last year or 2 years ago, and I was going to buy it. And then I found out that none of those great plugins, because it's introductory, it's a new product. I was like, that's bullshit, because it's still $1,000. Anyway, I didn't. I'm a Focusrite guy, but yeah. Oh, I'm going to lament now. Remember the wisdom of the Shaolin warrior monks of China. They teach us patience, and we teach them manners. Yeah, sure. Ventriloquism. I've never been a good ventriloquist. Robin's bird. Spandex, you have no idea how many times you've made me laugh. I'll tell you, I'm sure there's some terrible pictures of me on the internet. Let me see if I can find one. Dirk Hitman live. It's probably terrible pictures of me. Probably. Images in purple spandex. No. Is there? Wow. No. That's it? There's like 6 pictures. I'm not as popular as I thought. That's crazy. Yeah, it's bad. Spandex are terrible. Stones did a circus. Oh, did they? Did the Stones do a circus? I've never really paid much attention to the Rolling Stones. Yes, I get it, but it's just not my brand of rock and roll. The Aussie accent is because the flies used to be crazy. You couldn't open your mouth to talk because you get all the flies up there in your mouth. It's all about talking without using your lips. Is that right? Cuba Petey, right? The best Australian accent ever was on Rod Taylor. Dirk, the salt and pepper on the sides is looking good. Thanks, buddy. I'm just, what am I going to do? I'm 60. Fuck it. The party's over. Sweat hogs, Andrew. But a bus driver on a bad day looking in the mirror muttering, "You're a bunch of you-know-whats." Then tapped the brakes twice so everyone nodded in agreement. Mickey Dolenz was in Circus Boy. I did not know that. Nobody made a wife beater look better than Bert. Nobody made a wife beater look better than Bert. Bert Lancaster. Lots of very interesting secrets on him, boy. Who knew? He was a saucy boy. Saucy boy, Bert Lancaster. I always thought of him as... You ever see The Swimmer, Joe? That's a really freaky, weird movie. Anyway, my mom used to say that Tom Jones could park his boots under her bed anytime. I'm one of the... This was from... You know who gave me this shirt? Hardcore Shutterbug. He gave it to me... Every time we play Europe, somebody gives me a shirt and I wear it on stage. Right before we did the festival in Germany, John, my guitar player, handed me a Ronnie James Dio shirt, and I was like, fuck, I'm wearing that. And then backstage, he was wearing this shirt, and I said, fuck, man, why didn't you give me that shirt? He took it off and gave it to me, and I wore it for the show in Athens. And now it's mine. But I'm just the biggest Tom Jones. Get the album 24 Hour from Modern Tom Jones. It's the most unbelievable. It's incredible. Renaissance, E.T. voiceover. E.T. phone home. It's Deborah Winger. Unbelievable. Scotty says, Joe LaFar, I'm sure I walked past it a few days this week. Yeah, because he's there. Gracious kiss to Rose. Have a lovely birthday from Julian. Thank you, Julian. Big hearts. Pink hearts, yellow moons. Thank you. Great. Sad state that bad. It's not that sad. It's not. Don't say that. It's just 15 years, but it's been occupied. There's people in it. People have been inside it. But it needs some work. It's a shame. I have beautiful pictures of Joe LaFar in 1999 for birthday flowers for you and Rose. Oh, you're the sweetest, man. Big hearts to you, handsome Joe. Thank you so much. I'm going right after the show. I'm going to the bakery and getting her a chocolate cake because that's what she loves. Giant bang boom from you. beautiful Michaela Deshati. I'm sending love right back at you, honey pie. Right back at you. You know, did you hear the earlier thing? Everybody's like, "Where's Watch Fashion, please?" I mean, I know we suck, right? We suck. Scarlet Solo. Yeah, that's the Scarlet Solo. I've never really used it. I went and I bought it. And then, like a week later, Hitman was doing some stuff and we needed to get a big input one. And I got that one instead. So I don't know. And that one's just sitting in my. I'm planning on giving that to Ado from Mr. North because I ran into him a year ago. I said, I have an extra one of those if you could use it, you know, because he said he didn't have anything to plug into his computer. I'm like, I'm going to text him and say, you still want that thing? Freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility. Eleanor Roosevelt. Agreed. Watch Fashion, please. Good fun, but watching a bunch of pampered twats with more money than taste. Well, at the end of the day, I mean, we are mostly looking at celebrities. It was more about the camaraderie between the three of us and the fun, and then just waiting to hear what Michaela says. Because we were always like, wow. Amazing stuff. I was told the upper floor rooms are filled with the original furniture. Yes, they've not removed any of the furnishings from there. This I know because I Google it every day, and I spoke to a couple of people who have something to do with that hotel. All of the stuff that was in that hotel is still there, which is nuts. Hey, Josh D. Happy birthday, Rose. Well, thank you so much, Josh D. 10 balloons. Happy birthday, Rose. That's very sweet of you. And have we met before, Josh D? Because you seem a little bit different than I'm not recognizing the name. Anyway, I'm Dirk. This is the Bashers. If you've been here before or you've been a long time watching, this is the first time you popped in, or you have before and I don't remember, I apologize. But thank you so very, very much. Big hearts to you. Laser show. And let me give you a big bang boom for that. 10 balloons, man. Thank you so, so much. I'll give the kazoos. So I'm going to go get her a chocolate cake for that. Did I give you a big bang boom? If I didn't, I'm going to do another one because I don't remember whether I did it. I think I did. I'm super duper late. I'm late for a very important date. It's time to do the Gallery of Bashtards. Send me your shots. The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots. The sublime share them with me, and I share with the world. We'll start off with handsome Joe LaFaro, who just sent me a picture of Burt Lancaster. And he's wearing what looks to be a onesie, but it's not. I mean, first of all, the guy was built like a brick shit house. Super crazy, handsome guy. And this is a amazing film, too. Incredible. That's Burt Lancaster. Yes, he does. He does a wife beater like nobody. Paul's always in the market he's always been looking for the low scoop ones that who was another wife beater aficionado was Brando. Brando had some great wife beaters and they look great on him because he was another guy. It was just an amazing shape. Thanks, handsome Joe. Thank you so much. And then we go back to the truth. And this is from Andrew Wolkowicz. Andrew Wolkowicz, he says, at this point, if I get abducted by aliens, it's no longer considered an abduction. It's a rescue mission. Amen to you, sir. So true. At this point, this is what humans need right now. We need intervention from an alien species because we need to not be the top of the food chain. They call him Scotty Love, and he's in Venice. And yesterday he talked about the cats in the window, and there we are. There we are on the crossroads of forever. You and I fade away. Beautiful kitty. That is like Laverne markings if I ever saw them. That's your pretty kitty in the Venice window. And look at this. It's a cat sarcophagus. Look at that. The ancient Egyptians, they love them. Maybe, is that what that is? But the paint doesn't look Egyptian. Oh, that's very interesting. Cat sarcophagi everywhere. Wow. Wowie kazowie, man. Crazy. Oh, it's a street cat in the Lido. Be careful, kitty cat. That's the thing to do. Everybody cycles on the Lido. It's wonderful. Oh, is there a video? Download. Oh, okay, hold on. One moment, please. I have to pull this up. I have to pull it up because unfortunately, when you get a video, it doesn't. Here you go. Let's play it. Hey, look at these kids. Right by the Academia Bridge. Oh, this is probably from your window, right? You were right in the thick of things. What a cool video, man. Thanks for sending that on. And then, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Colin, Scotty, love. Fergal, Saki and Ginger. Let's get some Saki and Ginger action going on here today. I am so out of shape that if someone yells, run for your life, I'll be like, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to meet Jesus. Oh, look at you. What a baby. Oh, my God. Saki, don't. So cute. Is there anything cute? Oh, look at you. Regal. You regal kitty cat. Oh, so cute. Oh, look at the two of them. Oh, they're like Archie Bunker and Edith. Oh, look how cute that is. Look at that. I love the way Ginger's looking at Saki like, you look like you're having a better time than me. Unbelievable. Oh, yawning on the top of the car. Oh, these are great shots, Ferg. Thanks so much for this. These are terrific. Oh, and a video. And a video. Here we go again. Here we go again. Looking better than a body has. Everybody, come on, download. So, and all I really know. Oh, here we go. Share screen. Everything works so much better now. It's unbelievable. Oh, how cute is this? Oh, can you hear that? The purring? I can. She's kneading and purring. Oh, beautiful shot. Thank you for that. That's fantastic. Thanks, Fergal. Thank you so much. And then you've got, more. It's a second series. Ginger. Superstar. They're so cute. Oh, look at you, you beautiful, beautiful lady. Oh, superstar. Almost Kay's coloring. Making biscuits, yeah. Kneading the biscuits, right? Oh, so pretty. You know, Kay's got like that, like she's a ginger, but it's kind of like a subdued ginger. Very close with look at that. You're so pretty. Oh my God. You guys are so beautiful. And they have a great little outdoor life, huh? That's great that you have the ability to let your cats out. And Ginger making a sound up for the video. Oh yeah. Oh, I got it already, right? I did it. I got the Ginger. Said another. Oh, and he says making biscuits too. Look at that. Oh no, I got it already. So we saw. You sent it in a separate video, but I got it. Terrific. Thank you. Steve McLeod of the Cloud McLeod is here. Look at this beautiful stuff. Wow. That is quite beautiful. Look at that. Steve McLeod of the Clan McLeod. Ooh. You're on a ship. Where are you going? Where is that? What the hell building is that thing? Is this you took this picture? Hey, Steve Mac 3, what is that? It looks like two Chrysler buildings connected. Where is that? Why do I think that's in Liverpool? I don't know. I've never been, but wow, that's very cool. Wow, these are very cool, Steve. Thank you. Kuala Lumpur. Is that right? On the Yangtze River. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, were they modeled after the Chrysler building? Because, man, they look just like that. Now, that's not the Petronas Towers, right? Is it? Is it? It can't be, right? Because I know that they have a sky bridge. Hey, Josh G, been a minute. Last time I was able to join live, I asked you if you ever crossed paths with the band Prong. Oh, yes, you did. Hey, Josh G. Yeah, Prong, right? I think I said we almost played with them once. My bass player, Michael, was obsessed with them. Yeah, like I've met them and stuff. Prong, God. Because we shared a room with a band called Scatterbrain. They were on Epic, I think. And one of the guys was also in Prong. So yeah, incredible. Thank you so much for that. Petronas Tower. It is a Petronas Towers. Look out. Just from far away, it looked like the Chrysler building times 2. Thank you, Josh D. That's very much amazing shot, Stephen Cut. Julian, our resident artist here at the iBashers. Yesterday's Basher of the Day. Quite beautiful, Julian. Whenever I think of Julian, I want to say it like Richard Burton, who was Welsh. Welsh have the greatest accent. So Tom Jones, Welsh. Shirley Bassey, Welsh. Beautiful shots, Julian. Oof. How unique. He is the apple of our 3 eyes, Martha, of course, being a cyclops. Beautiful. There's that purple stuff again. What is up with London and those? Unless Julian is creating that in his mind's eye, which he might very well be doing. Cemetery gates. Beautiful. Oh, these are great. So much great light in these, Julian. Beautiful. What are those? Are those gas lamps? Oh, look at this. Brutalism wall with some kind of, is that a mosaic on the outside? It's hard to tell. Very interesting. And there it is, the self-portrait of the man. And we got to see him and Christine the other day. Wasn't that lovely? There he is, in shadow. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, is that art? Or is that, well, I don't even know. I mean, I can look at this. It's glazed because there's color. Look at you see the light reflection. So that's behind glass and it's lit from the top. Beautiful, Julian, as always. And there's the man. There's the man with the gun in his hand while waging a war between good and evil can be a bore. If you don't take time, it's not nice. Here's my advice. That's actually from Madonna's I'm Breathless album, that Dick Tracy album. It's a great album. She did a great job on it. It was terrific. Ray, raising his flags for the people of Palestine. And they did a fundraiser the other day. Ireland and Palestine united. Very nice. Beautiful shots of a sunset, an Irish sunset. That's very sweet of you to do that. For caring. Because the world is convinced to not care. I don't know why that is. I don't understand it. Makes no sense to me. Thank you, Ray. Melly C, Eminem madness, Malk and Mindy madness. Yeah. We're all the same people, man, at the end of the day. Borders, they just ruin everything. Look at beautiful Mork. Having a snooze, a proper snooze. Proper kip. Proper. Oh, look at you. Look at you got a lot of CDs or those DVDs. Those are DVDs. Oh shit. Oh boy. And those are DVDs and CDs. Wow, both. You got quite the collection. Collezione. Oh. Come on, Minty. Too much. Look how pretty she is. Beautiful lady. That's Mindy, everybody. For those of you new to the show, if you don't know, that's the Mork and Mindy show. The Mork and Mindy show. Oh, look at this. An action shot. Her eating. I don't think we've ever seen that. I love when you put a light on a black and white cat or a black cat. You see how much red is actually in them. It's unbelievable. She's beautiful. What a beautiful creature. And he's back to sleeping. Oh, the Mork and Mindy show. Thank you, Melly C and Andy M. As always, makes my day. And then, okay, is this the same? Ray sent me the same email twice. Okay, just want to make sure it's the same thing. Thank you very much for that, for posting that. Eric Bell, the BT Tower in London. Hey, very cool. Mr. Bell, thank you. Yeah, this is now what this is the radio tower at British Telecom, I'm imagining, right? So this is like where all the television, I would imagine, like the BBC and everything gets, or it used to, because now that right, it's digital now. So how does that work? So now is it office space? But it's a landmark, right? It's not in any kind of danger or anything, right? That New York would knock it down because that's what New York does. Very, very, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Well, that's it. That's the Gallery of Bashtards. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. Gallery of Bashtards. Thank you guys very much. Great Gallery of Bastards today.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots that sublimely absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Get back to the chats. Melly C says, making biscuits. What a beautiful pair of kittens. Eric B says, Kuala Lumpur on the Yangtze River. Is that Malaysia? Yes, it is indeed. Josh D, thank you again. The Petronas Towers. I think it's a pro. You guys all knew it. Like, I knew Petronas, but I didn't think that was it. Because I love, I'm obsessed with tall buildings like everybody else. Beautiful work, Steve. Indeed. It's Chongqing, is that right? Am I saying that right? Probably not. Spot on, Steve. There you go. Look at that. That's amazing. Cheers, Andy. Melly C says the locals call the Petronas Towers the corn on the cob. Is that right? I guess it kind of looks like that in a way, right? Very cool, Julian. Of course, always Julian's work is spectacular. Thanks, Eric. Eminem Madness, Mork and Mindy Madness. Yes, indeed. And Andrew Wolkowicz, radio tower looks like a star base for Star Trek. Yeah, well, maybe eventually it will be. And then who's this crazy person? Softcore Terracall with 50 pounds. That's like $800 in American money. Wine fund on behalf of all the iBashers. Thank you for being here. No, man, thank you very much. Oh, yeah. Wow. Softcore Terracall. Coming back for you, softcore Terracall. Thank you, softcore Terracall. That's a big bang, giant kaboom. Let's go with the big granddaddy of them all. That's amazing. Thank you very much. Big heart out to you for that. And I'm gonna open up I have a couple of great bottles of wine here. Yes, I will go out and get a wonderful wine. Do you have a suggestion for something to get that you might want me to try? I've got the Jim Lassick wine and I've got the Emmett and Dana wine, but I'm gonna open up that on Paul's birthday on the 23rd. So yeah. BT Tower was called the Post Office Tower. It had a rotating restaurant. Is that right? Then it all got closed after an IRA bomb. Well, that'll happen. I went as a kid to the restaurant. Freaky when you see the walls move. Did they not reopen it after the, Good Friday and all that hoo-ha? Did they never decide to reopen that thing? Somebody should. Maybe the same people that are reopening the Debat will do it. Should be. That would be a nice thing, for sure. And Ray with the big Guys, thank you so very much. What a wonderful show. An hour and a half in. Hey, that's a big show. I'll be back tomorrow with the big guy, 6:05. Because 05 is now the official time of the iBashers. Because, Dirk was always late. So now, if I'm 5 minutes late, now I'm there exactly on time. What a show. What a show. Thanks so much. Thank you, amazing super chatters. Andrew Wolkowicz, Softcore Jericho, Joel LaFaro, Josh D. Thank you, Josh D. Welcome back to the show. It's been a minute. It has been, but so welcome back, man. Thank you so much for coming on here and crazy Softcore Jericho with 50 pounds. That's like you could literally buy a house here in the United States at this point in the game. Thanks. I don't need to say anymore. You guys are just the greatest. Thanks to my core people who show up to my show every day. I hope I don't bore you, and I hope we have some commonalities and things that we can all share together. I'm grateful for you being here in so many ways. It's just the highlight of my day. I look forward to my show. I look forward to conversing and having a great time with you. Tomorrow night, 6:05, I'll be on. Then the big guy will show up, and then we'll crack open some wine. It'll be the 20th of June. And it's also Juneteenth today, a national holiday celebrating the plight of the African American folks in this country, held down for way too long, discriminated against, still are, because people are still fucking stupid and they're idiots. And yeah, what can I tell you? It's a holiday here, so everything's very quiet here. It's been thundering and lightning, and I kind of like it. But I'm grateful to you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. I hope you all join us for the show. Welcome to the show. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And thank you for the Gallery of Bastards. Listen, some of you, like the Melly C's and the Julians and the Ray Rays and Steve Mack, you constantly show up to the party with great content for my show. I just want you to know how grateful I am that you contribute so much. Joe, thank you all. I mean, just listen. Look, Joe, Eric Bell, Ray, Andrew Wolkowicz. I don't want to leave anybody out because that's not nice too. Travis, James M. Thanks for Vasilios, Jeff, and Michelle. Thank you so much, you guys. Becky Brown. I mean, my God. Oh, Becky Brown. Let me pull this up just so. Is Mart's here today, right? Mart, you're here, right? You are here, right? Where is the Q-tip? In case you didn't see this, I think you did. But anyway, there's Bronson's girlfriend. She's posing for him and everything. Isn't that great? You all know who you are, the people that show up every day. I'm so grateful for this. I'm just grateful for this amazing little microcosm, this little world we've created here. It's great. Thank you so much. And it's not unusual to be bash at any time. See you tomorrow. Same bash time, same bash channel. Well, actually, not the same time. 6:05 with the big guy. And remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember, if you encounter somebody who's not so nice, give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them enough rope to hang themselves, because you never know. They could be a great person, or else let them go because they're just a cunt.